And GPS trackers like Apple AirTags are great for tracking luggage or your wallet or keys in case you lose them. But criminals are having other plans with these devices. Across the nation and right here in Iowa, there have been more instances of criminals using GPS trackers and AirTags to stalk their victims. Our Griffin Wright joins us live this morning with how to stay safe with this. And Griffin, you're going to give us kind of a look on where we're able to find these if they were to be on our car.
That's right, Kaylin. We're going to start with a bit of a demonstration, but to start off, we need to know what they look like. And here are two popular versions. We have, of course, the Apple AirTag, and then also an over-the-counter third-party one that you might use for an Android phone or other types of phones. But really, you can see that they're really tiny, they're nondescript, so it's easy to get lost or to not notice one or something like that. And when it comes to these stalking cases, a lot of the times they'll be put in somebody's car. Now, one of the popular places where they do that is over here. Sneak them on up under the license plate, and that's a place where they found them before, and that's a place where you could check to make sure that there's nothing there. And the other spot is just anywhere under a wheel well or under the car where they can get them up and under, sometimes even using tape or something like that. If you just get it up and under the wheel well, it will stay there. That's another place that you can go ahead and check when it comes to your car. And a lot of these stalking cases, they're actually considered domestic cases, which means that the victim or the stalker is somebody that the victim already knows.
It can put you in a situation where you are in danger, particularly if you've got a situation where a former intimate partner is trying to keep track of you, someone who might have some really sinister desires or sinister plans, and they know exactly where you're at. It puts you in a vulnerable position.
Now, other times stalkers will put them in a backpack or a purse, and you can see how, if you're just going about your day, if somebody went up and slipped one in there, it'd be really, really hard to tell that it was in there. And if it falls to the bottom of the bag and you got a lot of clutter, you're not going to notice that it's there. Now, luckily with Apple phones and the AirTags, it'll actually give you a notification that there's been an AirTag that's not yours that's been following your location around. So that's one tip. But if you have an Android phone or if they're not using an Apple AirTag, that can get problematic. So here's what you're supposed to do if you suspect that you're being stalked or if you ever find a tracker that's not yours.
The best thing to do if you are being harassed or you think you're being stalked is get a police report done. That gets that process rolling, and then we can start looking at some of the technology that might help us determine whether or not somebody is following you or has been harassing you and how they're doing it, and if they're accessing your phone, your emails, anything like that. People get pretty creative and pretty clever with how they do this. Fortunately, we're pretty good at figuring out how they're doing it and catching them and holding them responsible.
Now, technology like these GPS trackers is really a double-edged sword because criminals can use them for things like stalking. Luckily, these cases aren't too common, so you, in general, probably don't have to worry about it too much. But now you know the things that you need to look out for if you suspect that you are being stalked or followed or anything along those lines.
Sure, always good to stay alert no matter the circumstance. Thanks for that live report, Griffin. Man, you really just don't know unless you know, right? If there's a tracker on you that you didn't know you had.
Awareness is key. I know sometimes people think we'll take national stories and make people scared about happening in Iowa.
Yeah.
In the last 30 days, one of these cases happened in Bettendorf and one in Des Moines, in the metro. So two right there in the last 30 days that we've seen. So it's picking up across the country, but also in our state.
It's happening here. Good to stay vigilant.